Hi everyone. Hi John. Hope you're well. Billy, Ed. Hi Mario. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. Adrian, Sadiq. Hi everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Dale Anderson. I'm the managing director of Fabric Property Group, and I'm pleased to be joined today with Evrim Shahar. He's the CEO and founder of Landlord. In fact, we spoke a few years ago as one of the first people that sort of got me into the interested in this prop tech space and how it's going to change the market. We've then also got Alan Wood, COO and co-founder of Hizzy, who are really going to, I believe, revolutionize the way we list properties in the UK and reduce cost for people looking to sell property. And Sam Smith, a good friend of mine, we've sort of been connecting earlier this year, doing some webinars and conversations around PropTech and how you can better manage your portfolio using AI and PropTech. So we're going to break down the platforms today. If you don't know, of course, everybody does. AI is taking over. It's probably getting a bit frustrating to the point we want to put our phones down and not have to use it anymore. But it's here. It's here to stay. And the reality of it is, whether you like it or not, it is going to take some people's jobs who work behind a computer. Maybe you're a plumber or you're good technically with your hands and you're safe for now, but that's the truth. It's coming, and there's some excellent platforms out there which are changing the market, which are helping us with due diligence. So yeah, I'm going to share screen. Just let me share the slides quickly with you, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty. So can you see the screen there?
Yes.
All good. So let's just increase that. Great. So, just as a quick introduction, I'll get started with you, Sam. Do you want to do a quick introduction on PropServe and what it is you guys do?
Yeah, thank you, Dale. So I'm Sam, CEO and co-founder of PropServe. Is a property management platform that specializes in supplier management. So we're able to automatically dispatch jobs through to our over 2,500 tradespeople on our system. We've also got a full AI reporting and triaging system, which is available through our platform.
Brilliant. And quick 30-second, 1 minute intro. Alan, how are you doing and what
Yeah.
do you guys do?
Well, thank you very much, Dale, for putting this webinar on. Alan Wood, co-founder of Hizzy, also CCO. We are financial services professionals, my co-founder and we got a little bit frustrated with buying and selling property over the years. And we felt that there was a new category that needed to be built, which was a tech play. So we went on a journey of building Hizzy, which we launched last year. And it's the first consumer-to-consumer marketplace that fully empowers people using data, big data and AI. And I'll show you a bit more about that later.
Brilliant. And Avram, how are you? You haven't spoken for a while. I know you deal with some influencers and you do some been doing some great things integrating AI into Landlord. Yeah, quick updates on who you are and what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Dale, and hello, everyone. So I'm Aviram, co-founder and CEO at Landlord. So Landlord is an online platform. It's a one-stop shop for property investors to do mainly three things. One, to manage their existing portfolio with AI tools, insights, performance tracking, and more. To grow the portfolio with access to listings, deal analysis, market data, and then also to find finance options, either if it's for a buy-to-let long-term mortgage or bridging finance, all in one place. And of course, we also integrated AI into the platform, and I will show it later in this webinar.
Brilliant. So, yeah, for my industry, it's been a quite a big change. I think a lot of people are looking to adopt AI and PropTech into their ecosystem. And yeah, I think a lot of people are trying to see how, they can make quicker decisions with the due diligence and things like that. So it's been a big thing for me trying to sort of understand LLMs, machine learning, prompt engineering. So I've gone on a bit of a journey the last few months, doing some courses, just trying to get my head around it. I'm not a coder or anything like that, but we're getting to a point where, you can almost build you can build apps, websites, and a lot of things using AI and tech. And what really excites me is what's going to happen in the new year. So, for example, just to move this across, I think I've got the scroll bar there. So, as in the agenda, we'll be talking about the AI shift in the global property market. AI and PropTech adoption is accelerating at an immensely fast pace than most people realize. So, it's become a bit of a minefield. So, what we want to do here today is just add some value in the next 40, 50 minutes or so and show you what the latest prop tech, I think, is going to be really making a big impact in 2026. Hence, I brought on Alan, Aviram, and Sam. I believe they are certainly adopting and certainly going to make a big impact on the market. We'll then go into live platform demos where they can show you a quick 6 to 10 minute demo of each of the platforms and how it may help you with your portfolio property management, due diligence, analysis, and also listing and sales of your properties. And then how Fabric are using ChatGPT and prompt engineering, which I've sort of been trying to learn as much as possible. Because if you don't prompt without the right inputs, and without training your brand and the company model on tone of voice, brand guidelines, and everything else, I hate to say it, you're almost like sort of pissing in the wind, right? So you need to know how to use the AI. There's a lot of generic stuff going out there, and I think eventually people are going to start getting a bit less inclined to want to see all the fake AI out there and want to see more authentic companies that have built tools that are, helping us make better informed decisions. So into the next slide, just briefly about Fabric. I've personally got now almost 20 years in property investment, mainly new build and off-plan, raising funds for investors. I've raised to date amongst my teams around £2 billion, 1.5 billion plus. We've got clients in 40 countries, so we do a lot of pay-per-click online marketing. I'm actually based in Cape Town. My operations office is in London, where I was for 16 years. So yeah, we do a lot of digital marketing. We were sort of at the forefront, myself personally, on online marketing, how to get investor leads. And that's changing because it's not just pay-per-click now. You've got the whole SEO, which we call AEO now, which is going to be AI search, which I guess could be a whole nother webinar topic. So we look for buy-to-let property. We do off-plan new build homes. We also source HMOs, old houses, refurbs, and we are now going into some assisted living, which some of my group partners and CEO are involved with. So we have trusted expertise for real estate investors seeking clarity, insights, and better outcomes. Now, why does AI matter? Some people are sort of trotting along doing what they used to do. The reality is it's giving faster and more accurate decision making. It does automated financial modeling, clearer risk assessment, consistent deal evaluation, and time saving across research and due diligence. Now, just as an example, it used to take me probably 2 to 3 weeks to assess and appraise a development and be confident to offer it out to my investors. That same 2 to 3 week process, I can likely get done now within probably less than 2 to 3 hours using the correct prompts for my due diligence and assessments on those particular developments. So that's a massive change for me because it's all of a sudden made what was quite a lengthy due diligence and research task become a lot quicker. Quick question from your side, Alan. How do you feel about AI from a perspective of when you onboarding a property, right, for Hizzy?
Yeah,
What's the benefit?
Yeah, so at this moment in time, the technology stack that we have built through a company called Elixir um, will give you everything that you need. But the start of the AI journey is aggregating all the information, then to write a description, which is a bit of a pain point for an individual. We're now moving into, with our developers, tone of voice, because we feel
Okay.
with selling a property, and particularly for an individual, we've lost the emotional journey of buying and selling property is a big transaction, and that emotional journey to a certain degree is lacking. So we
Okay.
now are using AI to help people articulate what their property feels like to live in that respect. We're on a big journey though, so I think the danger with AI to a certain degree is you have an AI frenzy, but it's all got to link back to the customer journey and taking away pain points. So we're doing a lot of work
Gotcha.
in that respect where we're
Okay.
working with our developers and there's so many things that we can do, like reading photographs to give key features and all that sort of stuff. So we're on the start of our journey, but I can show you a bit later on what we've built so far.
Okay, great. So yeah, obviously it saves. The main thing I think is it's speeding up due diligence. It improves accuracy because I'm big into data. Like I remember back in the day, one of my first jobs was data entry, and at the time I was like, this is a really junior, mundane task, and I didn't understand the value of data. Data is king, right? I mean, there's a reason Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X, and that's about data capture. So he holds the data, holds the narrative, and certainly with tech and AI coming into play, I think that's certainly going to impact clients, especially when it comes to making quicker decisions. When it comes to investments, it removes a lot of the guesswork. It helps investors negotiate stronger. So it's not going to necessarily replace everyone. What it's going to do is going to help us almost, I see it as a superpower, which is awesome. I used to be a big fan of Marvel Comics and all that, and Iron Man in particular, because he doesn't actually have a superpower. He used robotics and AR as his superpower. So I'm really excited by it. I'm looking forward to what's to come, but I do think it's a good time to engage and start to think about integrating it into your business. So on to the next slide. What do we use it for? We typically are using the PropTech and the AI for predictive analysis. So, in analyzing deals, we can put in the address of a property. We can say act as for example, you have to give it a persona, act as a senior property investment specialist or analyst, and please do market research on this particular property in Manchester. Please provide me with a full risk assessment and due diligence report, right? That prompt, given it a persona, you've given it what action to take, and it will then start to look at the web and search for the relevant data, as opposed to what we used to do is go on Google, do a lot of research, put it together, and often more the case that you're getting information which may not be accurate. Now it isn't fully accurate yet; it's catching up, but it's certainly getting there, and it does help oversee tenants and maintenance with PropServe. You can manage mortgages and finance through platforms like Landlord, and you can track your portfolio performance through Landlord. Things like furniture, or if you need to get your property fixed or anything checked on the property, companies like PropServe, you plug in and it literally can source. Someone, for example, was on a webinar earlier this year. They clicked the link. They got a quote from several different contractors through PropServe to get a refurbishment on a house or management. So, Sam, do you want to maybe just give us a brief on that? PropServe as a business, how has that helped companies like Fabric with their customers? And why should companies like Fabric be looking at PropServe as a recommended platform?
Yeah, so one of the key features of PropServe is the marketplace that we have. So with over 2,500 tradespeople on our system, it allows us to help investors, landlords, and property management companies to find trusted contractors all in one place. One of the big benefits as well isn't just the fact that we've got tradespeople who are signed up, is that they're all pre-vetted by the companies that use us. So we've got over 210 agencies and property management companies that use us. So they're pre-vetted contractors.
Gotcha. So all the contractors sign up, they put in their quotes on PropServe, and then it comes through and they get their quotes. So that's great. So on to the next slide. Of course, you have predictive rental analytics and also AI valuation. So what a lot of surveyors are doing now, even on buildings, they'll use drone technology to do the surveys and then use that data, input it into AI. So from a construction and material perspective, you're able to survey properties. You're also able to automate property valuations. So a lot of surveyors now, as well as solicitors, it's not to say that your job is not taken, it's to educate yourself. How can I use this to enhance my job, whether I'm a surveyor or a valuer? And then smart lead scoring and investor workflows, of course, is something as well that is going to be helping. risk modeling, for me, this is essential with the off-plan industry. As you know, one needs to check the background of the developers. Is there funding? Is there planning permission? What's the energy performance rating? The list goes on. So I can now plug in my full due diligence sheet into ChatGPT or whatever your platform you're using, Copilot, Perplexity. You have to train the model effectively on what you do as a business, but it will then help take a lot of the guesswork out. And then intelligent property management tools. Now, from your side, Avriam, I mean, you've been in the PropTech space, I'd say, as a disruptor quite early on. What has changed since the last time we spoke with regards to the landlord platform? And how's this impacting the market in terms of intelligent property management tools?
Okay, so I'll focus my answer on AI because what
Yeah.
has changed is basically the LLMs that appeared, which ChatGPT was the leading one, but there are some others. And I think what we understood at Lendor, I think that this is going to be the trend. I think in the next few years, it's vertical AI, which means you can always go to ChatGPT or Claude and ask questions or upload data or train a model. Um, but then basically you need to bring the information with you to the platform. When I'm
Mm.
speaking about the vertical AI, it means that PropTech companies, technologies that in a specific vertical, let's say property, will adopt AI tools or even proprietary AI technology that is basically specific for the needs of its users. For instance,
Mm.
Landlord, we launched Landlord AI, which is like ChatGPT, but it's a bot that is trained on the property industry and basically is connected to data sources and to the account of the user. So it's more specific. And also, it's less hassle and less work for you because you don't need to go to ChatGPT. You can do it, let's say that if you manage your account on Landlord, your portfolio on Landlord, then you have the data there. So you just need in one click, you can um,
Get the data.
yes, and
Yeah.
inside your
Instant.
portfolio, everything you need, instead of going
Yeah.
to ChatGPT and upload the data into ChatGPT. And I think this,
Brilliant.
this I think many like PropTech companies will try to start to get the AI inside the platforms, train them on the specific data to be
Yeah.
more accurate for the user's needs.
Excellent. Great. So yeah, that's what's changed. So we've been in a world where, okay, prop tech, but now, you can't say, oh, we're AI driven unless you've actually integrated AI into the platform, which, I see a lot of prop tech companies are now starting to adapt to. So yeah, we'll go into a bit more detail now. Aviram, sort of quick introduction. I know the Lenlord team have built, in my opinion, one of the strongest investor intelligence platforms I've seen or used in terms of deal analysis, portfolio insights, mortgages. As I think a lot of people are trying to sort of now see how do we make this an all-in-one kind of platform. And one question is landlords are facing tighter margins, especially with labor and costs and tax and things. So how are landlords using the platform to navigate that? And, do you want to maybe just? I think it's a good time probably to give you a bit of a demo and let's show us what the platform does.
Yeah,
Are you
definitely.
able to share screen?
Yeah, yes, yes. I think I will focus first on like 5 minutes, perhaps on the main
Yeah,
features, but then we'll take it to what you can do with AI inside Landlord. So I think first
cool.
and foremost is the data management. We started with that. So we store more than 150 different data items on each property. So you can basically manage all of your data in one place. And this is critical when you need to share data with others, or if you have partners, even family that basically needs to know what you have. So I think it's a great place. You can also manage documents on Landlord. You can manage documents on a property level, common level, or per owner. And we also recommend which documents you need to store. And you can share the documents with others in one click. And something that we just released is the ability also to send documents for signing, like auto signatures. So it can be the tenancy agreement to your tenants, but basically any document or contract you want a third party to sign. You can also manage tasks on landlord. So if when you need to renew your landlord insurance, gas safety certificate, rent review, EPC, and of course mortgage expiry dates, which is critical to remember to renew on time. So this is the you can also, I'll do it briefly, manage your tenants and tenancies, track your payment schedule, rent collection, and you can also link your banks and start reconcile transactions to manage your cash flow over time, and then eventually to get the interactive report with, sorry for that, with in high-level overview about your portfolio, how much equity you have, some performance metrics. You can see some insights about the top performing properties and the worst performing properties as well. So this is the manage section. The invest section, this is the place to find listings. So we have APIs and some data extraction, so we get the listing into the platform. So we have a feed from estate agents. We have auction lots from auction houses, online auction houses all around the UK. You can also search by category. For instance, I want to see repossessed properties in a specific location, and you can go to the Rightmove or Zoopla or the market on the market link in one click. And I think the most popular feature on Landlord is the deal analyzer. But now let's speak about AI. I'll show you how you analyze deal with our Chrome
Can I
extension.
give you an address to analyze on one of our new projects?
Yeah,
So that could be a good idea. So I was thinking as a case study, we've got a new development called Forum House in St. Albans. St. Albans is a very safe, nice historical town, statistically one of the best areas to invest is commuter belt. The postcode is, what do you need? AL1?
okay. Do you have the specific address, like the number of the?
Yeah, so it's Forum House Abbey View, Abbey View, EY,
What is
Abbey
the,
View,
you have the number as well?
Everard Close. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, all right.
That helps. Really nice commuter belt, 80 minutes into St. Pancras International. So we've got a boutique development there of apartments. And I just really like the area. It's one of my favorite towns in England.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the
Do you
address.
do you have a Rightmove link for this one, or it's a proprietary?
It's actually off market. So does yours link to Rightmove, does it?
Yeah, because what we launched is if you are on Rightmove and you download
Okay.
the Chrome extension of Landlord,
Yeah.
you just need to select the strategy you want to analyze, buy to let, flip, or BRR. If I select BRR,
Okay.
then we extract all the information from Rightmove into the deal analyzer. And we also,
Okay.
with the Landlord AI, we estimate the works that needs to be done and also
Gotcha.
the GDV. So instantly,
Okay.
you
Cool.
can see first all the details from the Rightmove page,
Yeah.
and you can see the purchase price that is basically
Hmm.
the offers over price. Basically, it's not
No,
necessarily
no,
the.
that's fine. So obviously a lot of what we do is off market during off plan, but that's
Yeah,
good to know. So that links to real time data from Rightmove, so you could put in anything as an example and just run us through it
yeah,
on what it actually does.
and instantly you can see how much cash it's based on those parameters which you can play with. Okay, let's say that you will bid higher, the GDV you think will be a bit higher, the refurb costs, this is our estimation, but you can change it. Then you can see how much cash investment, how much money left in the deal in BRR, so post refinance, how much
Mm.
actually invested in this property, what would be the net annual cash flow, and also the long-term analysis. You can see the long-term IRR, and you can see the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. And this is basically in one click. From Rightmove, you can get all the numbers. And then we
Okay.
integrate Landlord AI to the listing, to the analysis. So in one click, you can get a summary. And this is based on APIs for, I think, Atropic and ChatGPT. And it's also connected to the web. So you can see a summary of the deal and you can ask follow-up questions. So you basically, it's like you work now with
Incredible.
and but it's connected to the specific account on the specific property. So the landlord
Great.
AI
Yeah.
will be available also is available also on the on-market properties. So you see this listing. By the way, we have also the comparables that you can see on a map. Um, and if I want to get insights about this listing, I can start again a conversation with
Mm.
landlord AI, and I can ask follow-up questions. I can click on add web data to enrich the
Yeah.
sources. Basically, we'll do like also a web search, very similar to ChatGPT, but it's connected to your landlord account. Of course, that we do more things with AI on the underwriting. So landlord is also a place to find finance options. So let's say that you're on the deal analyzer, you can click on finance this deal, and you can get indicative terms for bridging finance, and then in a few clicks you can get your heads of terms. Um, and in the underwriting process, we use AI as well. So we can generate indicative terms for finance in seconds, basically. It's like instant when you apply for a
Yeah.
loan to landlord. And and also for the mortgages side, we match your, let me see if I have a quick example. We match the deal to live feed of mortgage products, and we also
Mm.
analyze the portfolio. So basically, it should be based on the criteria of lenders and based on your profile. So you can see live products from buy-to-let lenders. Um, you should see the full list if you click on it, or you can start the process to apply online. And
Brilliant. So
yeah,
everything in one place, your on-market property analysis, applying for your mortgage, whether as an individual limited company, and then you can bridge as well if you're buying like an older property, it shows you the refurbishment costs
yes,
and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and is
And
that pulling the data
perhaps,
from
perhaps we
Property
need to,
Mark or
yeah, go, sorry. No, I said that perhaps we need to speak with Sam afterwards. With Ellen, I already spoke, but about
yes,
because we have many users that want help with the refurbishment. So perhaps if it can link, to contractor, I think it could be a great
brilliant. There we
to
go.
integrate with. Yeah.
Cool.
Um, yeah. So what was the question about data?
Yeah, just in terms of, so a landlord as a platform, right? I'm trying to think in my head. So you can research any on-market properties. You can
Yes.
get the prices for the properties, and then you can then get the finance through the platform and the mortgages through a number of suppliers. Is that how you sum it up? So it does pretty
Yes.
much
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole process of managing your property from start to finish, yeah?
Yes, we will not deal with the
Okay.
sale, so you will need to use an agent but we will help you perhaps to source the property, to analyze the potential return, obtain market data, and of course, getting the finance instantly. We have also a bridging lender inside the platform, so you can also get bridging finance or a buy-to-let mortgage.
Okay. Great. Okay. No, that's brilliant. So I love the platform. If you are interested in landlord, is there a way we can, you know, give people a option to register on a trial basis or?
Yeah, so the platform is free to use, but we do have a premium plan and premium plus plan. So if you want to do, for instance, now I'm searching this postcode. Yeah, I'm seeing the capital growth, property asking prices, and more. So if you want to go to a higher volume or unlimited, you need to upgrade to premium. So just go to
Okay.
the website. I will put the link on the chat for the website. Sign up for free, check it out. And if you want to upgrade, we also run our Black Friday promotion for all the premium plans and also free valuation on bridging. So like many promotions in the platform during November. So it's a good time to sign up and
Yeah.
upgrade.
Great. So you'll put in the link, Aviram. That was a great quick snapshot, but yeah, there's a lot more to the system. It's very easy to use. I've used it myself for various things. In fact, you helped us plug in to our website previously, mortgage calculator, stamp duty calculator. So it's quite a great ecosystem you guys have built there. So thanks for that. And in terms of any major shifts you see in 2026 from landlords as you know, as we head into the new year? What do you see changing in terms of AI in the next year?
So firstly, like it's a challenging period for landlords because of there is the Renters' Right Act that was introduced and the budget this week. So we see some uncertainty in the market. People,
Yeah.
like try to think what are the best strategies for
Mm,
2026. My tip is adopt technology because this will help you. You mentioned at the beginning, Dale, like it saved you from 3 weeks of due diligence to 3 to 4 hours. So I think if you want to make better decisions, you should use technology, get all the information in very like instantly and analyze
mm,
the deals before you make decisions and use AI for that. I think this definitely can help you. Uh,
brilliant.
this is my tip for people in 2026.
Thanks, everyone. We really appreciate it. And the links in the comment section if you want to sign up to the platform, test it out, use it. There's a Christmas special on, sorry, Black Friday sale. So yeah, it's a great system. I highly recommend it, guys. Check out Landlord. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. So Sam, we'll move on to you next, and then we'll do the Q&A at the end for everyone. So we'll get anyone who has any questions, whether it's for Aviram, Sam, or Alan. You can ask us any questions at the end of the presentation. How you doing, Alan? I'll go on to you next. Hizzy, tell us a bit more.
Super. Thank you very much. So I'll just share my screen. While I'm sharing the screen, we launched last year, so we launched our MVP. We built the technology with a company called Elixir, so it's empowering people to buy and sell property. But where we've found ourselves moving into is property developers. So we have about 15 developers using the platform, including Fabric Group.
Yeah.
And we're now speaking to anything between 10 and 15 developers a week, which has started recently. So we're really getting a lot of interest. On the landlord side, there could be significant number of properties that are hitting the market. So we've started speaking to quite a number of landlords, but we're early in our cycle, so we are still in the product market fit phase, I would say. We've had about 450 listings, about 100
Mm,
sales. Property developers are particularly interested in the fact that we are both resident in Jersey and we have a financial services background. So we have connectivity into global markets where we've hosted a couple of events here in Jersey, and we're looking to bridge the gap between property developers and investors globally, which I know, that's something that Fabric does particularly well, but there's a whole host of opportunity there. So I'll give you a demo of what we've built. So I've logged into the platform using two-factor through email, and when you click on the dashboard, you go into the back end of Hizzy. You'll have your listings here. So active listings, under offer. I've sold this property myself in Jersey. Draft listings. I'll come back to maybe this draft listing here just to speed the process up, but I'll quickly take one of my family members' postcode up north, and I will quickly show you how the platform works. So when we put an address in, it hits 29 million data points. So including street data, land registry, we're continually looking at data to see how we can enhance things. So it's pulled back what it knows about this particular property. So it's a house, semi-detached, freehold. It knows it's got 3 bedrooms. And then we've built a very intuitive process to go through. So it's got 1 bathroom, 1 reception. When it comes to key features, you can have all of these or one. So it's electric and gas. I'm just going to move the camera. Windows double glazed, outside space. It's got a garden. It's needs a bit of a refurb. It's got a driveway for 2 cars. We API in the council tax band. Main services, again, very easy to navigate. And then we ask about broadband. If you imagine what we've built is we've built the infrastructure to people to sell their own asset. So while we're giving people data, we're not giving any advice. So this is the data that an agent would look at before they come to see somebody's property. We've built a retail model, but we have in our roadmap looking at a Hizzy Plus for high value properties, which is a bit further down the line, which is quite exciting. But if somebody has found it difficult to choose the price for their property, then they can use one of our partners, SPI Surveyors, RICS qualified. They'll do a marketing valuation for £80 plus VAT, and they'll obviously do all the other services should people need a full survey. So I'm going to put this property on for just over the mid price. I've chosen the price. I've read the terms and conditions. It's a guide price. And then we will bring back the EPC, again, using an API through the government website. There's three options here. It's either a valid and correct EPC. It might be that the EPC needs to be ordered because it's a new development. It might be that for some reason the property is exempt. So we're going to mark it as a valid EPC. And then when we come to this part, this is where you upload your photographs. It's just quicker and easier for me to show you on a draft listing. Where are we? So this is a property developer in London. We give some pointers of how people can do their own photography, bearing in mind that 60 million people in the UK, most people have got a very good iPhone in their pocket. But if you want to take professional photography, that's fine. We partnered with Vuber, so they've got 3,000 agents across the UK, and they say that they're 8 miles within every property, so you can have somebody do your photographs within 24 hours. The interesting thing about Vuber is they'll do a whole pack, so they'll do photography, 360, floor plan for 118, including VAT. We mark it up by 5%, so not significant. But you can upload your photographs, you can maneuver them around in the app, you can edit them within the app. You can upload a walk around of the property, so a TikTok video, an Instagram reel, or a YouTube video. You can upload your floor plan here. Again, you've got some support if you need it. Then we bring back, again, through API, Google Map information. So transport links, schools, food shops, amenities. You can delete using the red toggle. You can add more in if you want. And then when it comes to the property transaction for an individual, we feel that the emotion has, to a certain degree, been lost. So we're encouraging people to share what it actually feels like to live in that property and neighborhood. And so this is maybe not the best example in that scenario because it is a developer. We're working with our developers on the sort of tone that we can have for this going forward. So when we do the final stage, you'll get a feel for how we can improve that. The more information that you put in the last screen, then generative AI will aggregate all the information on the left-hand side, and it will write a description of the property. Now, Ibrahim he's got a lot of AI running through his platforms. We're a new business, but we've got a roadmap that we are building.
Okay.
So over time, what it will do is it'll read the photographs, it'll list key features. Obviously, in the background where we've got a lot of information, and we're working on that. But this we'll have probably fairly quickly. People will be able to choose the tone that they would like to do their listing in, and then we come to the final stage, which take me to preview. So with your photographs and your floor plan, what we're offering here is a very low cost technology stack for people to list their own asset. Speed to market, you can see that it takes minutes. The technology will hold 200,000 properties today. And the other side of the coin, so if I went, let me just move my camera again. If I went through the checkout wall, there's three things that you do. You go through a paywall through Stripe. You would go through an ID verification. So you do like an Airbnb selfie to verify that it's you. We will build in a land registry check, which we're in the process of doing. And then you would choose your viewings for the viewings that people are going to book into. So on the other side of Hizzy, if I was to look at a property, there was one listed in Jersey yesterday. Got the lovely Jersey cows are in this particular photograph.
Yeah.
So, this is an example of somebody taking their own photography. This looks pretty good, but I might want to go and see this property. So I keep moving my camera, but so I've got three options. I can ask a question through secure messaging directly to the seller. I can book an appointment through Hizzy, and I could say, well, maybe I want to go this evening. 8 o'clock.
And then book it.
8 o'clock. So we start building a profile of the potential buyer. So I've got a property to sell. It's on the market. I've got an agreement in principle for mortgages. And as you can see, the more information that we use, we'll be using generative AI to help us process that information and identify opportunities. One click away from booking that appointment. Now, if you hadn't gone through the verification again, you do that selfie, which takes about 30 seconds. To people's comfort. The final stage on the app for making an offer. So you can make an offer through the platform. So this is exciting. It's heavy on the terms and conditions because we're not interfering with the conveyancing process, but we
Yeah.
do have, we are interested in how blockchain could interact with our technology. And we are speaking to, well, we're involved in the UK government steering group. There's a consultation at the moment. We're the
Yes.
only consumer to consumer marketplace business that has been invited to it, which is quite exciting. But for
Great.
today,
Yeah.
we're not impacting on that. So I've read the terms and conditions. We asked the same questions because time might have lapsed. So this property is now under
No,
offer,
that's fine. Yeah.
which is
Okay.
important. And then I might want to move in within 2 to 3 months. You'd add your solicitor's details, and then you could put your offer in on the platform here. So 20,000
You
below
can
the
actually put the
price.
offer. Okay.
And you're one click away. This person would be quite giddy because they only listed their property yesterday and then have an offer straight away.
Send them a test offer. They're getting all excited now.
Yeah, exactly.
Celebration. Great.
And
Okay.
for us, it's private selling with professional support. So we've got LNC, we've got PropServe there, so Sam will be
Oh,
pleased.
yeah.
So we've got a
Crystal
good
Roof.
relationship with Sam.
Yes, Crystal Roof.
Crystal
Okay,
Roof
that
is a great
data.
company. Yeah, LNC
Okay.
Mortgages, Jitty, which many people will know that, are building an amazing business. Real Move, many people won't know that they're coming to market in January and they've got significant
Interesting.
backing.
Yeah.
Home sale pack getting legally ready, which I think is really important. People understand, people say the process takes so long, but if you start the legal
Yeah.
process, you put the property in the market, swift
Mm.
exchange,
Okay.
again, deal progresses. So that's what we've built, plus a knowledge hub, and we've taught a
Great.
chatbot everything about all of this to help and support individuals list their property.
Yes.
I'll stop
Okay.
there.
Awesome. Thanks, Helen. So just so you know, everyone, I gave them 10 minutes, but I'm telling you now, these guys' platforms, you can talk about them for an hour. There's a lot to
We've left
see
enough
there.
time for
So
Sam, have we?
yeah. Ellen, if you want to drop in a link in the comments, is there a specific link or should I just put your
Yes.
company link in there?
I'll put my company link in now.
Drop it in there. If you guys want a free trial, I mean, really, just to summarize, so you guys are creating a platform. And listen, people got smartphones these days, right? We've got iPhones. We all like content creators ourselves. So what you're saying is you can get your own property listed on Hizzy,
Yeah.
or you're a developer, you can get it listed on there and sell it for £97. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the first month is free on us, so try before you buy. £97. You can pause it, cancel it anytime. There's no lock-ins. The
Yeah,
maximum you pay is 485 because we won't charge more than 5 payments of 97. So if for whatever reason, you've not priced it right, you will remain on the platform until you sell it. But we'll be sending lots of prompts to help and support people, but we
yeah.
just won't be giving the advice.
Because let's face it, I mean, you get an estate agent. I've had you get bad estate agents and you get good estate agents. I hope I'm one of the good ones. But basically, they'll take your property. They're not very passionate. They list it. It kind of almost gives people control to list things themselves, and then also have the software and you guys to make sure that that's
Yeah, so the
enhanced
way
at
that
a
we
much
look at
lower
it,
price, right?
yeah,
So you're not
if
paying the big
you
commission.
Yeah, so we didn't feel that the commission was justified for the service that was delivered.
Yeah,
I think if you were to build a property market today from that perspective, you'd have highly qualified agents, which there is many,
yeah,
that are the legislation that is enforced, and then you'd have a tech play, because
yeah.
technology has improved so much. We are basically aggregating technology and then selling the technology for people to do it themselves.
Interesting. So rather than having to go right move through an estate agent, they get the commission. And now the AI is going to really like enable people to list and sell their own properties through
Yeah.
these platforms.
And the beauty for property developers, we will let them list on the platform for free for 6 months.
Okay. So you basically killing our business. No, I'm joking.
No, 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 no.
So companies like us can come to you and also work with you, list the property, because I mean, off plan is different, it's off market, I get it. And there's certain things you've got to do to generate leads, right? So this is like, okay, we're taking on Rightmove, which is very bold, by the way, but I believe that that's where things are heading. So can you quickly define the difference of Hizzy versus Rightmove? So you're more developer platform rolled right
Yeah,
now, but eventually, where do you see this going?
yeah, we're not allowed on Rightmove, Zoopla on the
Yeah,
market because we are facilitating for sale by owner transactions, which when you go around the globe, it's a
yeah.
normal thing. But we're sort of locked out of the market in that respect. However,
I wonder why.
10%, 10%
Yeah,
of property transactions exchange without going through an agent or going through a big portal. So
yeah,
we believe that bringing back to a more community-driven product, which will, it will take technology and AI for us to advance how we do that. Because most people, I'm an outlier moving from up north to Jersey. Most people move 5, 6 miles between their community. So we
yeah.
are very focused. We're raising we're raising just short of £1 million, and it's all for
Mm,
client acquisition. The technology's built. And that's why I
brilliant.
said we're in product market fit phase.
Yeah,
But we are getting a lot of interest. We basically service individuals, developers, and landlords. That's our sweet.
great. I mean, for us, it's a great thing because also with when it comes to off market, what we do, we don't like to use Rightmove and Zoopla. We keep things off market for various reasons, whereas Hizzy help solve that problem. So I think
Yeah.
it's a brilliant product. It'd be good to see
Well,
where it's heading.
one final thing I'll say before
Yeah.
Sam kills me because he's got no time left, would be because we're in Jersey, we've got Jersey's custodian of 1.4 trillion. So for property developers, there is a really
Mm,
interesting play of connecting into the Middle East, Asia, Africa, and so on.
great. So if you're a developer, get in touch with Alan at Hizzy. Great guys. My CEO, Steve Jacob, has met them at some events out there. And yeah, I really like what you guys are doing. I'm looking forward to seeing what 2026 has ahead for you guys. So without further
Yeah.
ado, the young man on the show today, Mr. Sam Smith, CEO and founder of PropServe. We did a webinar earlier this year. I was getting like obsessed with AI and PropTech. My team thought I'd lost my mind. So I got Sam on to explain his platform, what it does. It's effectively, I believe, going to be one of the biggest solving one of the biggest industry challenges when it comes to property operations, maintenance, and other services. So, yeah, go ahead, Sam. I'll let you share screen and let us know what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you. So, the idea of PropServe is very simple. It was very simple at the time. It was, how do we find good tradespeople? And the answer, in a nutshell, is the estate agencies and property management companies know exactly where those tradespeople are. So, what we did is we worked with a number of property management companies and estate agencies and encouraged them to upload all of their trusted contractors onto one system. Now, what this then did was then allowed those property management companies or estate agencies to refer these other contractors, allowing them to grow their businesses quickly. And we're talking some of the top agencies in the country. We've got over 210 agencies and property management companies that are signed up to PropServe. So we have two ways of using PropServe. We have the way that an individual investor or landlord or mover can use the system. So if I go on to, I can't see my screens. Can you see that this is the
I can
Fabric
see your
group?
screen, yeah, with my fabric, the fabric link powered by PropServe, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it, yeah. So we've created one side of our platform where you can go through yourself as a landlord or as a homeowner to actually use the contractors in our system. So I could go through to here and I could select start registration, and I then get access to a number of different services able to provide first time for me. So if I say I'm looking for a plumber, I could say that we have tenant reporting a leak. And this will then come in using AI to ask the same questions that the contractor would ask over the phone. I would answer that, put the number of quotes in and when I need this by, and it will then display on my dashboard afterwards all the quotes that I have from contractors. So that's how it works from our sort of B2C offering via Fabric. But the more in-depth version, and obviously this is a webinar all about AI, so I figured it'd be good to talk about this side of things, is the maintenance side of the platform and the tenant reporting side of the platform. So unlike some maintenance companies, we started off by being a marketplace. As I mentioned, over 2,500 trusted tradespeople on our system. Our vetting process is quite thorough. So it has to be a referral from property management company. They have to then supply 2 other references. They have to give us their online reviews, what we find their online reviews. And once we're happy with that, me and either myself, one of my team will then onboard them onto our system, meaning that they can start receiving work from our platform. So that was one way of working. So this screen I'm showing you here is if I was a property manager. So I can now go onto PropServe myself and I could create a work request. I can pay via works order. We also offer a startup. We also offer a startup model of the system too. So if you are an institutional landlord, then we can have a talk and we can show you how that would all work on your side. We then connect directly into your CRM system if you are using us from a property management point of view, or you can select from properties on your end, which you can add onto our system as you go. And then you yourself as a property manager can then access all of the services that I've just mentioned. Now, a lot of the companies we were working with were asking if we could plug into other tenancy reporting systems. So we had a look into that and we realized that there was a real gap in the market for us to create something using AI and using the most up-to-date technology. So what you can see here is you can see if I was a property manager, if I had PropServe's tenancy reporting system, I have my property maintenance reports into the system. What happens from here is AI will grade a score out of 100.
I think your internet's
and you go to
lagging
this
a little
one here,
bit,
which is
Sam.
gas.
Can you guys hear Sam? Yeah, well, you're back now. Sorry, there was a bit of a lag. I don't know if it's just on my side. All good. You're back, yeah.
It did. Is it all right? I can
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
my
It was
camera
just
off if it's bad.
that's fine. Yeah, we could hear you. It was just and it lagged slightly, but carry
Okay.
on, yeah. It's fine.
Go on, stop me if there's a problem.
No problem.
So, so this is one here that's been created by a tenant. So I've sent a link through to a tenant directly. Our AI has graded the severity score 65 out of 100. Anything above 81 would be considered as an emergency works. It then shows me what the category is, what the description is, the location of the property, and then the additional information. So again, this is AI triaging what the issue could be and trying to generate a report. I can then see the photos that a tenant's been added. And if I then press download report, this might be enough to push my internet over the edge. You can then see a full report that's been created from a tenant and the photos to go with it.
Amazing.
So I could then press this button here, which would create a work request for the issue. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another feature within PropServe that's been probably one of my most anticipated and highly rated issue features, which is this bit here. You can see there's a little button here which says created via PropServe voice line. What this is this is a phone number that can be sent through to all of your tenants, and this speaks over 36 languages. Now, I only speak one language,
Wow.
so I'm not very good at demoing this.
Okay, that's
well,
that's
depends
brilliant.
if you count.
So, yeah. So now it's like 36
English,
different languages,
American.
right? Wow. Okay,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Afrikaans?
I think
too.
it does, yeah. I'd say
Oh,
the
wow.
duty to give it a test.
Cool. Go
So
on.
what we'll be able to do is when a tenant phones in to report a maintenance issue, there'll be a full description that's sent through. It will also triage over the phone as well to try and work out what the problem is and offer any support if they can do. It will then grade it out of 100 and then send through a full transcript of everything that's been discussed over the phone, meaning you as a property manager or as a commercial landlord will know exactly what the issue is. Again, if this was done in another language, it would then translate into English for you to be able to read exactly what the problem is.
Amazing. Yeah.
So from
we get a
here,
lot of clients from like China, Turkey, and often the case, the English is not great. So what's going to happen now is AI is going to help to translate the conversation. Okay.
exactly. Even if you're speaking to somebody with a very strong accent. It will
Don't know
still
what
be
you're
able to
talking
translate that for you. What's
about.
that? So,
Yeah.
so I can then go through and I can create a work request for the issue, and that's just going to pick up all of the information that that report has taken. It's automatically pitched up which property this is because it's linked back into our system. It's then selected which services are required. Not going to need appliance repair. So it's selected that a plumber is required. It's filled out everything that the tenant said, how many quotes I need, and I can then send to available
Mm,
contractors. So when I then press submit, it's going to go through to those tradespeople that mentioned. This is obviously a test account, so 2,500 people aren't going to get a notification. And then people will then be able to come back through with their pricing quite quickly. So I can then report, I can then instruct somebody through PropServe. But I think one of the very similar to Avram's platform that we were showing beforehand, analytics is a really important part and a really key part of the property industry, and understanding key trends, data.
yeah.
It's something that we've kept an eye on as well. So if I go onto here and look at the last 90 days, I can actually see how often tenants are reporting maintenance issues, meaning that if I, as a landlord or as an independent estate agency, want to start taking Fridays off to go and play golf, which I would never do,
Mm,
I'd know that's a bad
yeah.
idea because on Thursdays,
Yeah.
that is typically when our tenants are tending to put maintenance reports in. I can then track
Okay.
how myself or my team are getting on, as well as which are the most common category breakdowns that we can then see through here.
Great.
So
So yeah, that's
that's
brilliant.
a very that's how to use a system in terms of how maintenance works. The last thing is we have properties, we have plan maintenance. There's a button we can press within plan maintenance, which will automatically create the work request, meaning it will automatically, when a gas safety certificate is due, my internet is really struggling here.
Yeah.
When a
Yeah,
gas safety certificate,
I can see that as loading. It's normally very quick, we promise. I've tested the system. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, the
Fair enough.
internet's really struggling. Yeah. But what I'll be able to do from here is I'll be able to, I'm going to stop sharing because
Yeah.
it's just not going to work, is it?
No, no, that's fine. Thanks, Sam. That's a good uh, demo, and I've seen it's come a long way since we last spoke in January, February this year. So there's been quite a
Yeah,
lot of
we're
work.
constantly evolving based
Yeah,
off of feedback. So any feedback, if anybody wants to give the system a go, I've just sent over the link from
great. The
Fabric
Fabric link,
Property
yeah.
Group. Exactly,
Thank
yeah.
you.
And if you are
Okay,
looking to upgrade and you want to have a look at how that tenancy reporting and the AI phone calling system can work, feel free to reach out
great.
to us and book a demo through our website.
Awesome. So I wanted to jam pack a lot in. It's probably the last webinar I'm doing this year, and I'm definitely next year going to be looking at sort of getting more involved into the AI and PropTech space. I think it's very exciting. I think companies like ours or traditional agents, unless they adopt with and partner with companies like Landlord, Hizzy, and PropServe, who are solving real world problems. You know, so just to summarize, Sam, if you're a contractor, maintenance, furniture, you used to work for David Phillips Furniture, right? So you had this idea like, okay, now you need furniture, now you need a plumber, now you need repair. Now you've got everything in one place. People can go in and they can get multiple quotes. That sums it up pretty much. So if you need any of that, PropServe. If you want to sell your property yourself or you're a developer and you want without being on market, you can go to Hizzy, list your property. It's all PropTech driven and does deal analysis. And then of course Landlord, they've been doing this for some time now. Originally started in Israel, is that correct, Aviram? You
Yes.
guys are based in
Mhm.
Israel. So as always, ahead of us with the tech side. So it's really good to see your platform coming along where you can manage your portfolio, you can do the bridge finance. I appreciate you guys' time. I'm just going to finish off very quickly and share screen. Will be a few more minutes as I appreciate all your time. Can you see the screen? Cool. So we've got Landlord there. If you're interested in Landlord, of course, get in touch, click the link, you can register for a trial. And then Hizzy, which do the digital first property sales, transparent data-driven valuations. And then we've got PropServe for operations, repairs, maintenance. Are really out of all the PropTech companies I've been looking at the last year. I wanted to get these guys on today just to give you a quick snapshot. But if you want to book in a a more sort of a detailed demo, get in touch with them. So Fabric AI frameworks, just a few little last points that I wanted to add before we go to the Q&A. How are we using AI in terms of yields and projections, ROI calculations, comparable sales, and just making sure we're making the right decisions and reducing risk. So benefits to me is due diligence. That's everything. I've been involved in projects that have gone well. I've been involved in projects that have not gone well because you see a brochure, the developer, and you get a great presentation and a pitch, and things can go very wrong. So what the due diligence does, it helps us evaluate property risk profile. It'll actually grade it for us on ChatGPT, so it'll give me like medium, high risk, score it and everything, similar to what they were showing you there with some of the analysis. I've actually put together an AI toolkit for advisors and real estate agents. So if you just want to put in their toolkit, AI toolkit in the chat, I'll be happy to send that through to you as well. And then that will give you some prompt frameworks. A couple of new projects. We've got Fountain Court in Birmingham. Birmingham has the high-speed rail coming in. There's 80,000 students. Strong rental absorption. I think the high-speed rail is certainly going to make an impact. We've got a boutique luxury development there, which has passed my due diligence process, including the AI and data, analysis on that, and it will tell us thumbs up. This is a good investment. You have to challenge the model. Sometimes it does hallucinate or tell you it's a yes man. So one does need to put in the right prompts. We've got the forum in St. Albans recently launched. St. Albans is statistically the safest town in England. It's a historical town. Fast access to London, a lot of green space and green belt around there. So it's not often we get good deals there. And then we're going to be giving some free resources for attendees as well who attended. What I want to do as well is just put in a couple of prompts into the chat that you guys can use as examples for some of those projects. So here's a prompt, for example, just on the forum St. Albans. There's a nice little prompt you can put in there. You're a senior UK property investment analyst. Analyze this property as a buy-to-let investment, include yield, ROI, rental demand, risks, mortgage assumptions. You drop in the brochure, drop in the fact sheet. You let it do the rest. Another one is for, say, for example, if you want to do due diligence on a project to see if there's any red flags or any risks. This would be my second prompt I'd put in as an example. You are a UK property due diligence auditor. Evaluate this property risk profile, including developer, background, planning, market demand, mortgage concerns, legal risk, and red flags. So you put that in there. You've given a persona. You've asked it for an output. And that way you're going to potentially get a much more accurate or helpful or swifter decision, especially when you're under pressure from some guy on the phone telling him the price is going up tomorrow, right? Black Friday sale. So always do your due diligence, take a data-driven approach. We will be giving out some more information on this in a guide to explain exactly these frameworks we use to help with due diligence. We want to add value as part of what we do in the new year 2026. And I will be launching something exciting in the new year around my personal brand, Dale Anderson. We'll be bringing on more guest speakers and talking more about AI and PropTech in the new year, along with some real estate property investment courses to get you up to speed as an agent or developer team, your marketing engine. And, if you need software, for example, developed, I can outsource software and app development. Here in Cape Town, we have some brilliant minds. It's number one for BPO and outsourcing. So via myself, via Fabric, if you want software developed or apps to integrate into the back end of your system, you can either plug into Landlord, PropServe, or Hizzy. But if you want to put some budget and actually build something customized for your customers and their journey, that's something, just get in touch. I'm more than happy to have a chat. So on the last note, I know the UK market, the autumn budgets, we're still getting demand. I mean, they're building Nobu residence in Manchester, Robert De Niro, tallest tower in Manchester. It's going to be 500,000 plus. So that's very interesting. But there are cities and pockets of opportunity. We are going into more of a buyer's market. There's still a shortage. According to the data, there's still 720,000 home shortfall. That's doubled from 350,000 homes a few years ago. So in terms of stability and long-term reliability, I think the UK market's good. We are going through a bit of a uncertain period at the moment, but some may say that's a good time to buy, right? We're not in a seller's market. Inflation's reduced and stabilized, but I think for 2026 we will be keeping an eye on Dubai and some of these emerging markets in South Cyprus for secondary homes for people maybe looking to invest outside of the UK. But personally, I still believe Birmingham, Manchester, Commuter Belt, London, long term, according to Savills and the data, are fairly safe and reliable. So that's it from me. If you've got any questions, I'd ask you to quickly drop them in the chat now. We'll have about 5 minutes of questions for either Alan, Sam, or myself. So just mention, obviously, question for Aviram or question for Sam. Go ahead, please do ask us any questions that you might have. And then I'll just mention that we will be giving out some Black Friday free specials there, market forecast, free guide. You can scan the QR code as well. And then to book a meeting, we'll certainly be in touch with one of our senior consultants or myself personally to have a chat. So yeah, I'll pass it over to the chat. Let's see what we've got there. I've got a question here from Mario. Mario's asked, Dale, how are you integrating AI into Fabric's investment workflow right now? So to answer that question, the way I'm integrating it, the first thing you have to do, don't just use ChatGPT as it is out the box. You need to get your content and brand guidelines in order, because now it's going to talk to you in American and we're a British company, right? So you have to train it on your brand, tone, voice, and content guidelines and the vision as well. So you even need to drop in your business plan, drop in your content Bible, drop in your brand Bible. Now it understands your business. From there, you ask it to remember that. And from there, you can then use it for a market research reports. We use it to draft email templates. Remember to say no M dashes. So one thing with AI, it's not perfect. And what you don't want to do is put out generic contact with stars and rockets. And I do that sometimes, but most of the time, what you're going to do is write the content yourself. Still use human intelligence for authenticity, or we're just going to be spamming each other and get fed up. And then ask it to refine it or check it. So like we did with calculators, like we did with other tools, that's how we're implementing it. Quicker decisions, quicker due diligence, and improving our marketing funnel. For example, I'm not I do sales and marketing, but I can say act as a senior marketing director and build me a marketing funnel for St. Albans, the new project, or Manchester, and it'll build me out a marketing funnel for email, social media. Then you just go in and edit it and make sure it doesn't kind of look, too AI. So train the model, and then from there, going to use the correct frameworks, mainly for content strategy. We use it, but of course there is an AI chatbot we've trained on our website as well. Instead, if you don't feel like speaking to me or one of the guys, you can go on and speak to the chatbot, and it'll answer most of your questions around tax and things like that. So I hope that answers your question, Mario. Any further questions? Just check here in the chat. What are the biggest opportunities for investors who adopt AI? I'm going to pass this one on to Aviram.
Dave, can you please repeat the question?
What are the biggest opportunities for investors who adopt AI early in the PropTech space?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think saving time. And I will use again the example you use because I see it from many investors that use our platform. If it used to take you, I don't know, 1 or 2 days to view the property, get all the information that you need, speak with people to get advice, all of this stuff. Now you can do it in 5 minutes. So instead of viewing 5 properties a week, now you can do 20 or 25. So basically you have more options to pick. So you can basically make better decisions and faster decisions if you
Mm.
adopt technology, if you adopt AI, just shortening time for you, and also
Shortens it.
yes, so you can also be more
Great.
like you have
All
more options
right.
there.
Awesome. Thanks, Aviram. And then, Sam, I'm going to ask you one last question. It seems like we've got quite a lot there. I don't want to drag it on too long. And I appreciate you guys' time today. And we're not a 3 hour Joe Rogan podcast, so we'll call it at that. Appreciate your time. What do you think will be the biggest disruption, Sam, in 2026 to the market, prop tech space, property investments with AI? Tricky
I think
question.
integrations into other platforms, making it easier.
Okay.
That's probably one of the biggest challenges at the moment. So
Yeah.
there are ways currently. There's a great company called Glue who are creating those integrations at the moment, but the
Yeah.
dev work that it would take and it does take to have to integrate into other tech platforms means that it
Mm.
does slow down, and it means that you as an investor or as a property manager, you're trying to juggle so many different things through so many different platforms. So I do think in 2026 and to come, that's the biggest pain point that needs to be resolved.
Yeah, I think it's fragmented. So there's a lot of tech coming in, a lot of different tech pops up because I'm speaking about it now. I'm going to probably get 20 ads on my Facebook this evening, right? So it's like, okay, we've got to pay for this, pay for this, pay for this. So like, what's the best tools to use? That's the first thing you want to identify that are relevant to your business. And also, how do we now, because it's quite fragmented, integrate everything into one space. So you can't have everything in one place, right? Everything's quite fragmented still, especially with off-plan launches. You know, people are still using data rooms, Google Drive. So my plan is certainly to also help solve that problem in the new year, as I mentioned. So I'll have something coming up on that front. Another question from Colin O'Donovan. What is the best way to build your own in-house bot? That's actually a really good question. So to build an AI agent or bot, Alan?
There's software like Intercom that we use. I'm not so sure you need to build it. You can API it. You just don't need to train it. So
Yeah,
my experience is be careful not to go and build something that you can just plug in. So
yeah,
one thing that we decided to do was build a headless tech stack so that we can API absolutely anything in with a
yeah,
view to global markets. So I'd just be about, yeah, I would search the market. There's probably a solution out there. There's lots of
yes,
businesses that you come across when you look at, if you listening to productivity podcasts on AI, I come across
mm,
something called Whisperflow and it's changed my life. Basically, you can just talk to your computer and it'll write all your emails and stuff. There's there's
mm.
there's great stuff out there. It's just spending time to find it.
Find the right platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of there's a lot of tools now that you can use. That's certainly something we can, discuss and advise on, and with regards to building AI agent bots.
Yeah.
Again, that's something that I'll be looking to hopefully implement where you
Yeah.
train the bots and
Yeah, so
deploy
I think
them.
it's quite easy to get the infrastructure. It's the time to train it is, like
Mm,
that's where you have to spend a significant amount of time so that
yeah,
it's given the right answers.
gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there is obviously certain software now coming out as well. You do have integrations and APIs and things where you can build in-house bots, and it relatively cost effective. So certainly, Colin, get in touch. That's something I've been sort of reviewing and looking at different platforms, and I'm more than happy to assist with that. But for example, you've got vibe coding now, you've got Lovable that can develop apps. There's so many different things out there. So that's certainly something my software and app team can assist with. If you want to get in touch, I can certainly point you in the right direction of someone who can actually help build your own AR agent or bot or customized AR agent or bot. So yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, I think we're going a bit over time, guys. If you do have any further questions, as I said, we're not just here as a selling your property investment. We provide a fully comprehensive service. And something that I will certainly be looking at in the new year is how to enhance those services using AI and tech for property investments. So really appreciate your time, guys. Thanks. I know it's getting a bit late now, so I think we'll call it a day on that. And yeah, please get in touch with us. If you need a free trial demo, of course, I'll put you in touch with Aviram, Ellen, or Sam. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. Please feel free to click the link, start testing these tools, integrate into your workflow. It's definitely where the industry is heading. I mean, I believe you do need to adapt and learn about these things if you're part of the team in your company that's doing the marketing or the sort of background digital marketing work. If you want to replay, we'll be sending that through as well. And yeah, any questions, get in touch. I really appreciate you guys' time. Thank you so much. Take care. All the best, and have a good evening.
Thank you,
Thank you
Dale.
very much. Cheers. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys.
Alan. Bye-bye.